If you've watched some of the official videos on how Poshmark suggests you ship your items, you may be a little bit overwhelmed. I don't work for Poshmark, I'm just a seller there. This is how I choose to ship my items. I've always gotten them there safely, on time, and very good ratings on my packaging. So this is not at all an official video. This is just how I've simplified things. Because Poshmark, they want you to include a free gift, a thank you note, and cute packaging and ribbon, and they do have lots of wonderful ideas, but they fail to state that if you want to make money, you can't use all of them, and it would be very time consuming. If you're just selling a few items here and there, or you have extra gift wrap around your house, you know, that can be a great way to use it up. So what I do is, the first thing I do is I choose between a poly mailer and a box, and I've chosen not to show my exact packaging because I don't want to mislead anybody. So I have a brand. My brand is Country Clothes. That's my backdrop that I use for photographs. So I have cacti on my poly mailers, and I also have them on my thank you cards that I have printed up. I was handwriting my thank you cards, but they were more expensive than having them printed, and it was taking a lot more time. You know, on the weekends I can have a lot of orders to get out, and it was just impossible to keep up with, and I was saying the same thing over and over anyways. Plus I have kind of messy handwriting, so I do a pre-printed thank you card with a sentiment that's very personal to me and my business. And so I choose whether I'm going to send it in a poly mailer or a box. And I choose that distinction depending on the type of material. If it's a lighter item that will fit well in a poly mailer, then it will go on the poly mailer. In the poly mailer first, I package it in a clear cellophane bag. I do this so that it can't get wet, and then I affix that with a cute sticker and attach my thank you card to that. So if it needs to go in a box, these are the free boxes. I get them at the post office. I order them online. I think there has been a policy change where you can use the flat rate boxes now, but I just use the priority mail boxes just because I have a small town post office, and I'm not sure how up to date we all are on that, and I don't fully understand how to use the flat rate boxes, so I just order these online. I don't use express or flat rate, and they're free, and the shipping is free. So the way that I make my item special is, if it goes in the box, it either gets tied with a ribbon. I buy my ribbon in bulk on eBay. Instead of gift wrap ribbon, I look for wedding favor ribbon. I also will look for wedding favor boxes for jewelry, and wedding favor wedding favor bags to ship jewelry in, because they're bigger than a traditional jewelry bag, so I can fit a bracelet in there as well. So I go with the wedding favor items just because they're cheaper and there's a much better selection. If I was looking for a box to ship a bracelet in, they're ridiculous. They're really expensive. They're like $2 or $3 per box for like just a plain box. So I go with the wedding favor bags, and I also get bulk ribbon that way. And I even will tie up like my jeans in ribbon if they don't need to be protected with a plastic bag, depending on the size and the time of year that I'm shipping. I do tape all over all these edges with tape really well so that no water can get in. I know Poshmark does recommend using tissue paper. I have environmental concerns about that. I have price point concerns about that. And I don't know that it's even a smart thing to do. When I use tissue paper, I only use white tissue paper because the colored tissue paper, if it gets wet, can leak onto your clothes and ruin them. So I'm not so worried about tissue paper, and it takes a lot more time to wrap something up. So I'll do a nice ribbon and tuck my card into that, and then just put them in this box. So my actual shipping time is really cut down a lot. And I've had to simplify a lot as I've started sending out more and more packages and figuring out, how much am I spending on supplies. Probably the biggest difference between Poshmark and eBay is Poshmark sellers are expecting cute packaging, they're expecting thank you notes and freebies and cute wrapping, and it's up to you to decide how much of that you want to do. I know some people don't do any of it, but they just have really great items at great price points and they still get 5 stars. I go somewhat middle of the road. I don't want to spend too much money shipping the item, and I also don't want to create too much waste. And I really have to be aware of how much time I'm spending on an item. If I'm shipping out 20 or 30 items at a time, I just don't have time to be wrapping every single thing in tissue paper. It's not effective. I find that my customers are much more interested in great prices, and that's what I want to give them. That's how I've found to drive sales, is to have a really great price point, and in order to give that to them, I have to be very conscious of my time and my packaging. I do try to make it cute with cute poly mailers that are on brand and cute thank you notes. But I really don't go overboard. I have seen people package things much cuter than I do. And sometimes I'm like, I need to step up my game. But as long as I keep getting 5 stars and my customers are happy, I'm not, going overboard with the waste, and I don't have to raise my prices in order to stay a seller. I'm very happy with the shipping method I've come up with. I would love to hear, whether you find the shipping on Poshmark to be overboard as far as what's expected of you, whether you like all those small details, how much you do. That's the fun thing about owning our own businesses, is that we get to decide what's right for us and our customers. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.